This tutorial covers the Save the Essay. By now you've already selected your animal from the list of endangered species that were provided, and you've locked that topic down in the discussion board. So now it's time to collect images and to create the essay. We're going to be writing 2 power-packed essays that are written in perfect collegiate style. Let's look at that PDF together. As you scroll down this PDF, you're going to see that I've given you explicit instructions on what to do. First, you notice that 4 images are required for this 2-paragraph essay, and I've given you a description of what each of the essays should be. No logos. Remember, there are to be no logos of any kind. Why? Because in a persuasive essay with a positive bias, a logo does not tell the reader anything. Now, if you were writing a 10-page essay on Save the whatever animal you've chosen, then maybe you could put in a logo to show the exact institution that you do support. But for this assignment, for these 2 short paragraphs, there need to be these images included. No logos. Notice the point deduction should that happen. Following are steps 1, 2, 3, and so forth. And as you go through each of those, then you will see that I've included a sample. Now, the sample takes you through the steps that I would go through in writing that. Notice the word count for this, as we've been discussing all semester. We need to prove legitimately that you have fulfilled the written word requirements from the district. And so by putting word count on each one of your documents, you prove that you wrote more than enough words. You wrote however many words you estimate that. It's an honor system. And your final word count was this. Added together, your total word count would be these 2 numbers added together. Now that's a nice total number of words written for an essay, and those add up to be what the district requires. Now we have the beautiful image that you have selected that you think tells it all. Now I picked this one. I think it's kind of mystical, and it makes them look like just incredible creatures. I could have picked any other images also, but it's up to you. That's your choice. You're the writer. You're pitching this animal to be rescued, so you pick the one that you like best. Remember, the tone of the essay is positive. So we don't want to deny that the problem exists, and a few facts do need to be added to prove that there is a problem in the first place. But the focus of the 2 paragraphs is on this solution. You want to show by your example that you have come to adore this animal, and you have been looking for ways to help this animal, and these are the following rescue programs that you think, based on all of your research, really would work the best. So I start writing my 2 paragraphs, and I included different pictures. Notice one thing. Every picture is exactly the same size. When I formatted the picture, I decided to format it with a little bit of a shadow. I kind of think it makes the picture pop a little bit. And you'll notice that every single picture has the same exact format. Same basic color scheme. There's not a black and white picture thrown in here. And I have a picture that, according to my chart up here, indicates that I want to select an image that inspires the reader to love the animal. Now, I don't know where I'm going to put these images. You may put them in the first paragraph, the second paragraph. I don't care. Wherever you think is best. You're the writer. But these images need to be in there somewhere. And, of course, the title image needs to be the title image. But these other 3, number 2, 3, and 4, you can put those anywhere in the essay that you think packs the best punch for that reader. So I'm coming down here and I decided to place this majestic, over here I'm talking about what majestic they are and the grasslands where they live. Well, I put in a picture of the grasslands just looking beautiful and mystical, and I'm kind of going with that theme of they just look surreal, they're so beautiful. Now I'm going to include one that's going to make people really fall in love with the animal, and that's this one. First it shows them in motion, and it shows the baby. People always are inspired to help babies. And then I wanted to include a picture of somebody helping these animals so that I can see. Now, I already know that somebody from the Wildlife Federation is working with these animals. I don't need to come in under the picture and label it. You can if you want to, but it isn't required. I know some of you are great technical writers and you want to make sure people know where that image, what that image actually is. And you are free right under here to add content that explains what that animal is. You do not have to. Over here you can see what we're talking about. And then I have my works cited at the end. And I'm going to have as many citations as I have. Remember, each thing that you refer to is going to need to have a citation. And that is followed by those EasyBib tutorials. Now let me finish this up by telling you a little story about a student way from the past, many years ago, was working on one of the tigers. And as he was studying the information about the tigers, he was really upset about the problems that were going on with this tiger. And he couldn't get that out of his mind. And so in his essay, he was showing pictures of those animals being abused and being poached and all kinds of things. That was not the theme and the point of view for the essay. The essay was supposed to be his positive take on things that he sees happening that are geared to help those animals. And instead, he was saying, we should and we must and we have a responsibility to, and just look at what's happening to these animals. And that is certainly one approach. But this is a college course, and for this course, we need to follow the directions of the course and demonstrate an ability to understand bias and to understand point of view. We have a positive bias. We have a positive point of view that points to solution rather than glaring photos of the problem. All right? So that concludes this tutorial on writing the Save the essay. I know you're going to do great with this, and just remember, if you love that animal, it's going to show when you write your essay. It just shows through in your word selection, in the way your sentences are constructed. You're going to do great on this. So I'm going to end this tutorial and let you carry on with that exercise.